Did they make any new of these?
What's that?
Same old technology?
Oh, yeah. A lot of guys use the phones, but I don't know.
Yeah, I looked into those, like, I feel like 15 years ago they were the exact same.
Yeah, they are. You can still buy them at, like, wherever you do the electronics store, and it's still the same. Why mess with a good thing, you know? No issues with the kicking. Obviously, yesterday, nice shot by Sievers coming in after being off. Just what you thought of the way he prepared and stepped in and kind of didn't skip a beat at all.
Yeah, no, I thought he did a good job. I mean, obviously, anytime you're kicking the ball, a big part of it's the snap, the hold, protection, and the kick. So he handled his part. I think we talked about it last week. He had done a nice job, but he had stayed kicking, not here, obviously, at the facility when he was out, but he had gone to a local park and used that facility, and he was kicking during the week that he was not here. So, or I guess a week and a half he wasn't here. But no, I thought he did a nice job in the game. So, yeah. Yeah, no, these guys do a good job. They're well coached. I got a lot of respect for them. I've played against them a handful of times. Darren Simmons does a real nice job. They got good players. They're really sound with their scheme and system. We got our hands full. It'll be a good opportunity for us.
So unfortunately, you've had two of these end-of-game situations here where these guys got burned. Just curious, like, are you part of the defensive conversations at all at the end of games, trying to figure out where the range is for opposing kicker? Or
yeah, I mean, we talk about, I guess we talked about this like 4 weeks ago, but when it was, you were asking about us and those situations. But we do talk about kind of what we think the line to get is for these guys. But I would say there's two different things. There's a line to get in the course of the game, and then there's a line to get at the end of the game when you need a field goal, and that's your only chance to win. I mean, that line's, I think we said a handful of weeks ago, that line's like as far back as you think you have a chance to get it through the uprights or have the distance on it, whether or not, you know, your odds of making the kick are high or not, as long as you think that's better than the field goal or the Hail Mary, then you're kicking the ball. So I think in those situations, you know, they're just trying to get, obviously, give themselves a chance to get, you know, make a kick. And that line's way back there for all these guys, you know. But, yeah, we have conversations about it. The conversations we have more typically are about, like, in the course of the game, what's that line? And then, obviously, at the end of the game, if they got a shot, they're kicking it. Unfortunately for us, we've come up on the short end of the stick there, which is weird because teams against us, I think, have, like, the 11th worst field goal percentage in total against us. But on the big kicks, they've obviously made them all. So.
Something all your field goal blocking can do. I don't know. You know, it's a tough thing for us to see too. Are they getting enough push in drives? Are they getting?
Well, so I guess I throw that out there. Our opponent's 11th worst at making kicks, but in those situations they've made it. You know what I mean? Like, so I think our field goal block unit's done a nice job. These guys are playing hard. I know the scheme works. But, yeah, we'd like to obviously make a play in the critical situation of the game, but we haven't been able to do that.
Is there a certain strategic point there? Like, do you want to not be too aggressive? Because obviously you're running the kicker there. It's a disaster. And do you have to worry about maybe even a fake in that situation?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you got to worry about everything in all those situations. But I think the fake is probably a little bit less on your mind. And then I would say personally for me, I mean, you want to give your guys a chance to win the game, or you're playing to win the game, or you're playing to make a play, and you try to stay away from, well, we're not going to be aggressive because we're worried about what could happen to us. If you play that way, you're going to play on your heels all the time, and that's certainly not our approach. But you do definitely think about, you know, all those things.
Yeah. Both these teams, you guys and the Bengals, are coming off sort of end-of-game heartbreaking kicker-related losses. I don't know, just in your experience, how difficult is that for a team to bounce back from what you typically see from teams?
Oh, gosh, yeah, I would say it's a good question, but I do think these guys are pros, man. These guys are incredible. These guys are really good players, both kickers. Their kicker's obviously a great player. I know it's his first year, but, I mean, I would definitely expect his best. I mean, all these guys have been through the ups and downs. They all know it's just one kick at a time, and as soon as that one kick's over, you got to flush that, move on to the next one. And I would say in general, the guys who can't do that are already weeded out in this process and don't really make it here. So the guys who make it here, they can handle that.